G'day world. Look wherever you like. We're live. G'day world. Chris Hogan coming in live from Myriad 2018. And thanks to Everledger and Invest Sunshine Coast. And I'm here with Cherie Hugo, founder of the Lantern Project. How are you, Cherie?
Great, Chris. Thanks for having me.
No worries. I love the Lantern Project and I love what it's all about. Can you tell us what its cause is? Why are you doing it?
Absolutely. So the Lantern Project is all around improving the quality of life of aged care residents through the joy of good food. So nursing home food, raising the bar, because most of the day revolves around food.
And so before you came along, it was 3 blobs, different colours, maybe 4. And I've been in nursing homes. It didn't really excite me to want to go and move in there when I saw the food, because food's a very important part of their day, right?
Absolutely. So food can make or break a day for a resident. And certainly when someone ends up not appealed by a food, it's more than just sort of missing out on the nutrition, it's missing out on the social connection that food makes for people. So it's, our real job is to sort of make people want to go to that dining room, enjoy, converse, share memories.
Yeah, and there's an emotional connection. We all have emotional connection to food. So emotionally it can make us feel fulfilled, I guess.
Well, it sure does. I think in terms of the role of food, it can boost moods. It can, as I said, trigger memories. So with a lot of residents with dementia, it's looking around, trying to sort of connect and bring a resident out. And food can certainly do that if we do it right.
And I understand Maggie Beer helped the Lantern Project get some leg up in the Australian aged care space.
Absolutely.
And for you guys out there that don't know who Maggie Beer is, she's a nationally recognised, probably internationally.
An icon.
She's an icon.
Australian icon.
And our baby boomers love her.
Yeah, so she's really driven to sort of also look at sort of just bringing the flavour and that just enjoyment around the mealtime experience. So Maggie's done lots of great work and certainly is focused on training chefs and cooks in the aged care sector to really improve the food production. Yeah.
And so your background's a dietitian, is that right?
Yep. So dietitian, but in terms of, I guess, the Lantern Project, it really is all around improving the joy of food. So initially the focus was, for me, the thing that drove me to start the Lantern Project was around malnutrition in aged care. So around 1 in 2 residents in aged care are malnourished. And having our first meeting, Maggie was there. There's a whole range of quite diverse people that were at the meeting. Kind of is a light bulb moment in that, if we actually just improve mealtime flavour and enjoyment, malnutrition will take care of itself. So really that has been the direction all along. It's not so much talking nutrition as a dietitian, it's what can we do to make the meal enjoyable so that people actually eat it.
Fantastic. And so you've done a PhD on this. This is part of your PhD, is that correct?
So the Lantern Project I started before the PhD. The journey has included the PhD, which really looked at sort of trying to fill some of the gaps that were definitely missing, and also to demonstrate that investing in good food and that dining experience can result in cost savings for aged care homes. So really that it's a safe investment to spend more on food, good quality food, training of staff around food and assisting residents. And by doing that, we can actually have better health outcomes. So residents are less likely to go to hospitals and fall and have pressure areas and basically rely more on medication. So it's just demonstrating and giving homes confidence to say it's a safe investment to spend money on good food.
And how are the aged care companies actually reacting to this information? Are they like going, oh, shit? Yeah, probably. Or are they actually going, great, an opportunity to improve the lifestyle of our residents?
We have a lot of aged care homes. I guess it's sort of, we have a lot that are already, they've been engaged right from the start. We have in our monthly collaboration meetings competitors that share ideas. It's really cool. It's just basically identifying that food is so fundamental, and it's probably, it's something that food is used as a marketing tool for most aged care homes, but whether it's followed through and actually the food that's produced and provided to aged care homes is great is not always. We're not always doing the best that we could. So, but in terms of engagement, we've got a lot of positivity. Aged care homes wanting to be involved and learn how to kind of raise the bar.
Fantastic.
It's cool.
Yeah, it is. And what part of, it's not just the foods that's ending up on the plate, there's also an experience associated with food prior to it getting there. So are they also having edible gardens and things like that? You're promoting that in aged care as well?
Absolutely. Certainly a lot of the research that I've done has been looking at sort of from paddock through to food production, through to plate, through to then assisting residents to get food into their mouth, through to do they have teeth, can they swallow, can they digest and metabolize that food. So all the way along that process there are lots of factors that can influence whether someone is nourished or not. And so edible gardens is one of those factors. It's engaging residents to go outside, be in contact with food that they're producing. Vitamin D, they sleep better, good for triggering communication, connecting with generations.
Fingers in soil,
absolutely,
under the fingernails. And some people were worried about all of the micro, organisms that, could cause health issues. But I would say there's probably more benefits in the bacteria in the soil, personally. Or is that a careful balance?
It's a very contentious issue still. I guess we're working with vulnerable populations, but it is, how can we, and that's a lot of the meetings that we've had over the last 5 years have been, how do we support bringing back that normality rather than just being like a nanny state and overprotecting and, sort of protecting residents to the point that they're not able to have an independent or
fulfilling life.
Yeah.
Far out.
So there is a balance, but there's a lot of conversations happening along those lines, and I think it's just coming up with solutions that kind of, it's a compromise.
The joy that we get from growing our food and eating it is phenomenal, isn't it? And our children love it, and of course our parents and our baby boomers love it, because that was an essential part of their life and a lot of their upbringing, right?
Absolutely.
So, it's got to be lost through some of our generations, but it's coming back, and I know you're a big believer in that. I watch your crop get pulled out of the garden all the time, very jealous. But
it's also, that whole growing process is also an opportunity to connect generations, and that's something else that I think is so rich. We don't value our elderly as much as previous generations have, and we've lost something so rich in not having that connection. So things like gardening and encouraging kids to come into the garden with elderly people and learn sort of skills and have those discussions. It's more than just food. It's kind of connecting and sort of living.
Blue Zones talks about that a lot, about the longer life, the more fulfilling life that's occurred in a lot of the Blue Zones is due to the inclusion of the elderly,
and your elderly.
Yeah, and all of the generations, integrating and living life together.
Yes.
And gardening's just one of them. Dancing and all the others. There's plenty of other things we talk about.
Absolutely. I think it is. Obviously we've moved towards going to Google for our wisdom, and we're not going to our elderly for our wisdom. But I think in that sort of transition, and this conference is gold in just learning about technology and how do we actually include the elderly along that journey and enrich lives for all generations.
Maybe we should be doing more of this in aged care homes. I'm sure they got some fantastic stories to tell.
There's lots of light bulb moments in many of these lectures today. It's just been great. I guess I can see lots of the messages very much translate to aged care homes. That's good. well to be here.
Sometimes they have no filter though. Hilarious. I love them. I love them dearly.
So no, it's my favourite place to be.
Yeah.
I love nursing homes, so yeah.
Beautiful. Thanks so much, Cherie.
Thanks a lot,
How do people
Craig.
stay abreast of the Lantern Project?
You can check out the website, so thelanternproject.com.au and the Facebook page, but certainly we invite anyone who has any opinion, any interest in the aged care sector and food involved with nursing homes to join in our monthly collaboration meetings via webinar. We have people beaming in from all over the country and internationally. It's a great inclusive group looking just to look at complex issues around that food and dining experience and collaborate and innovate. So join in, first Friday of every month.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, Cherie.
Thanks a lot, Chris.
Thanks very much to Everledger and Invest Sunshine Coast for bringing Beach City to Myriad 2018. We're live on facebook.com/Beach City Life. Be sure to get on the comments, ask Cherie some questions. I'm sure she'll be glad to answer them. Cheers, guys.